Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Yo, somebody sent me this video because I do respond to the numbers that sent to whatever you wanted me to respond to on here. It's about Poetic Flacco responding to Boosie calling Gucci a rat after Boosie done went and tried to get his brother locked up. So Poetic Flacco feel like he's moving the goalpost. I love the way Poetic Flacco did this, the way he handled it. He spoke from a straight street civilian point of view. Man, let's get this started. All right, you know what it is, Unique Mac Audio, man. I'm here with Poetic Flacco. Somebody sent me this video. Like I said, I do respond to this, phone number. And Poetic Flacco broke it down, and he said everything he said was 100 from a civilian point of view. And that's where we're trying to get you on the civilian platform so that you don't break the law, you don't wind up spending 26 years in federal prison like me. So even though I may ride with, Boosie, or may ride with Poetic Flacco, because they both saying the right things from where they're standing at, from what they're standing on, for what they're standing for. Poetic Flacco is standing for the civilian like me that want to stay home with my family, that don't want to go in there for 26 years. Boosie is still talking from a position of a man that's living that life about the code and about everything. And it's a lot of intricate things say that you need to pay attention because we're going to ride today. All right, let's go.
Boosie may have just accidentally exposed himself as a snitch after he goes off on Gucci Mane and gives his criteria for why he believes Gucci Mane is a rat and he did bad. Boosie went hard on Gucci Mane in this new interview. Boosie said that Gucci Mane got to stop rapping because Gucci Mane told the police that he was robbed by Pooh Shiesty. He believes that disqualified Gucci Mane from rapping. He called Gucci Mane a snitch. He went hard on Gucci Mane.
He just shouldn't have told. He should not identify them for. You know what he should have said when they came in? We doing it his album. This is all a social media scheme. We already took out the blogs to post this. We doing it his album. We doing this his album. And if you my artist, I'm gonna sue y'all. If you arrest my artist, I'm gonna sue y'all. Gucci know what the did.
Right there, right? I'm gonna ride. A lot of y'all ain't gonna like what I'm getting ready to say, but I'm gonna say it. Everything that Boosie Badazz just said is 100% right. So y'all have permission right now to put it in the comments and tell me that I'm dead wrong for saying that Boosie is 100% right. Because I'm going to break down to you why he's 100% right. But y'all have to sit back and get out my lane and stay in your lane and let me explain my lane. Then you will understand the mentality that Boosie's coming from. Because you putting your lane, your morals, your principles into Boosie and Pooh Shiesty and Gucci Mane's lane. But I'm gonna play this whole thing out before I really speak on them. But y'all could go ahead and, like I said, you can eat me up in the comments that, yo, OG, you old ignorant mother, this ain't the old days, nobody ain't doing this. Put all that in the comments. Y'all welcome to do that, but Boosie's 100% right. Now I'm gonna play Flacco. I'm gonna let this play out. I'm gonna let Poetic Flacco come in, and I'm telling you now, what he says as well is 100% right. from where he's standing at, and I'm gonna break that down. All right, let's go.
Everybody trying to sugarcoat for this. He know exactly what the and with the feds you don't need it. And what pissed me off even more.
What pissed you off? Talk about it.
What pissed me off even more, he made a video saying,
Word.
ain't none of y'all got more money than me.
What y'all think about that? Put that in the comments, man.
Back to the money over principles and morals.
Talk that talk, Boosie.
And then people talking about he's a businessman now. Woo.
Talk that talk.
He has this now, he has that now. A couple months ago, making videos about snitches and all this woo. Like, we can't let these jump in the bushes, bro.
Boosie tells Gucci, man, forget about the money. What about morals and principles? So according to Boosie, taking a financial loss is not a good enough reason to call the police, make a police report, or to quote unquote snitch. Now, obviously, Boosie is probably the only person on earth, him and other street dudes, who think this is somehow logical.
Exactly. You already said him and other street dudes that think it's logical. But no, they don't think it's logical. They believe it's logical. There's a difference. They believe it in their soul, and that's why they'll die for it. That's why they'll harm you for it. Unalive you and me for it. Because this is what they believe. And when you believe in something, you live and you die for it. You even unalive for it. So that's where they're at. And right now, Poetic Flacco, we trying to be over here, where it's civilized, where it's safe, where our families is at, where we're protected by the law, by the courts. That's where we're supposed to be at. We was forced into that environment of having to live shiesty in the gully. We was forced for that during my time. Now a lot of y'all is having opportunity to get out, and you're still going back in the trenches. Who are you trying to prove something to? The people watching, or to yourself? And so much of these young dudes, they bout it. I'm watching these rappers. You already heard about the Chicago rappers, King Von, Lil Durk, all of them were doing their thing. And all the stories about them, whether true or false. And then you heard about the Jacksonville rappers. Yo, man, let's take a ride. I like to ride. I'm in the hole in Coleman, Florida. Back in, what year was this? This had to be about 2000. Yeah, this was in 2017. I was in a hole in Coleman, Florida, and I was there with a dude from Jacksonville, a young man, man. He was way younger than me because I was in my late 40s then. And this young dude was in his 20s, and he kept talking about Jacksonville, and he's bigging up Jacksonville. And he's talking about how the young boys out there, his homies, they killing up, and they making the raps, and they doing their thing, and Jacksonville on the map. And I said, Jacksonville? I used to hustle in Jacksonville. Jacksonville, I used to go up there for the college. I didn't know Jacksonville for all of that. So when he said it, I was naive from where I was at, and I couldn't believe it. I'm thinking he put $1 million on the two. And then now I come home, and I'm able to elevate past the four walls of the prison, and now I can see the vision that he was painted that I couldn't see at that time. And that's what's happening now. That y'all are not seeing the vision of shiesty, of the streets, because you wasn't a part of the streets. Thank God. Thank God. It's no honor, no round of applause for nothing for what I've been through, Shiesty's been through, who I've been through, none of us been through. It ain't no round of applause for that. It just is what it is because those were the environments we was placed in, and we made it out of those environments by doing what we had to do because we fast thinkers and we know how to keep ourselves moving, keep things motivated, and not get caught up in our feelings and emotions. That's for women. When you see dudes do things that you call crashing out, that's because they're acting off of emotion. And with emotion comes your ego, your pride, and that's the biggest killer out there, is your pride and your ego. And I say principle stands alone, because principle is just an excuse for when you dead wrong. You say, but I feel good doing it. I did it, and I like that I did it. And you know you wrong. If you want me to explain that, Ron, let me explain that because we ride. That's like you sitting there, and I don't forgot my thought, because this whole shit is baffling to me that y'all don't understand that it's two sides and y'all diving into a side that you know nothing about. It's just right now with this Pooh Shiesty Gucci Man incident, you're getting ready to see a real street dude. A real street man, a street gangster, street YN, whatever you want to label him as. You're watching it play out. There's thousands of Gucci's out there. There's thousands of Pooh Shiesties out there. And now the camera's on Pooh Shiesty and the camera's on Gucci that been selling the, the illusion that he was this big gangster. And he sold it so well. Gucci Man gets a round of applause, y'all. Bullshit. Gucci Man gets a round of applause. Relax. Let me tell y'all why he get a round of applause already. Gucci Man gets a round of applause because he fooled the world. He fooled the world to believe that he was goo-wop and he was bout it. Even when he met the beautiful Keisha Dior, that was the best thing that ever came into his life. And he's doing everything right in his life. From a street point of view, we say, nah, he's supposed to tell him, mind your business. I'm a man, I make my choices. But when you have a union in this two, you're supposed to listen to that other half. But when you're on the street, it's like there is no other half. So Gucci's elevating past the street, but he's still selling the street and selling the illusion that he's goo-wop. So then he signs Pooh Shiesty, who believes the illusion that it's goo-wop, and if anything happened, goo-wop gonna go wop, wop, wop. But instead, him call 911. You could imagine what Pooh Shiesty feeling like right now. This the last thing he thought was gonna happen. Because I'm telling you, I know for a fact, if he felt that Gucci Man was gonna go to the police, he wouldn't have did that. They thought Gucci Man was gonna do like Lil TJ told Offset, get it in blood. Then he get it in blood, and then, oh, there he is. He got it in blood. Didn't you tell him to get it in blood? So why are you still, see, that's what I'm saying, why y'all selling this gangster image? You tell somebody get it in blood because you're not going to get it in blood. You believe that they're not going to get it in blood. You're the effing fool. You're just waiting on to measure you for your suit. Let's ride back to, Poetic Flacco, man.
Bro, this man had to tell the police that he got robbed, right? Because if you lost $1 million in jewelry, you lost a bunch of Rolexes, you got a contract that was signed under duress to get him out the deal, what am I supposed to do? How do I go to a courthouse and say, hey, I didn't sign that contract. He put a gun to my head and made me sign that contract to release him out of his deal. That contract is still valid. How do you say you sign a contract under duress without telling them exactly what was the duress situation? How do you file the insurance claim for your jewelry if you can't tell them you was robbed?
Listen, man, stop it, stop it, stop it. See, that's what I'm saying. Everything he's saying is 100% right. Y'all stay in school. Y'all keep doing what you're doing and keep following Poetic Flacco. Go subscribe to him. Good young man. But he's speaking from a proper, the right side to be on, the civilian side to be on. When you're talking about somebody that's in the trenches, first of all, I'm going to keep it 100, right? And y'all put in the comments, I don't want to hear about these new breed rappers, getting all this money, this and that, because, that's where the lines got crossed at when the money came so fluent to these young rappers and we had to work for it back in the day. You know what I mean? We had to work for it. Big difference, all right? But now you got these rappers and they're getting this money and they're insuring jewelry. When we're in the street, we're not insuring no jewelry. We're not insuring no car. We're not insuring nothing. If we get in a car accident, we pay for it and keep it moving. We don't wait for the police to come to give our license and registration and make a police report. It's cheaper to just pay the person for the car you hit and pay for your own damn car. My car ride, let's ride. I'm gonna tell you one, right? I'm up in, what's that Co-op City, right? Up there where Wolf at. Rest in peace to Wolf. I'm up there in Co-op City and I've got my money green, Legend Coupe 2-door. This like 1989, right? I'm up there at the hotel up there in the Bronx by Co-op City. And I take this little light-skinned cutie from Drew Hamilton with me up over there, and she wanted to see some of my pictures and all that with the different girls I was taking pictures with since I came home, because she know a lot of them, right? So I go get the album. I got the album in the car. And this was the worst day of my life. I go back, we go to the hotel. I get the room with the jacuzzi. We had the Moet and the Pipers. Y'all remember Pipers. We had the Moet and the Pipers. We in there, we smoking, we drinking, we chilling. And, we had a great time that night. The next morning I get up, I go outside and, Town and Country, that was the name of the hotel. I was in the Town and Country, right? I walk around the joint and I don't see my car. And I walk back around again, I don't see the car. And I'm like, damn, it's my first time here. So maybe I'm a little lost. So I walked around again and I went back to where I thought the car was at. Then I go inside, I get the girl to come out. I said, yo, where was we parked at? She take me to where we parked at. And I knew that's where we was at, but the car was gone. Only thing was in its spot was the little piece of the sticker that was on the window that said Acura that stuck to the glass. They broke the glass, broke in and stole the car. I had about 10,000 hours worth of stereo in there, 80X amps, with Alpine, radio with the equalizer. I had the state-of-the-art Rockford Fosgate, speakers. I had everything in that joint. 10,000. And the car had BBSs on it. But when I saw that, all I did was just call the cab and went to another garage and got another car. I never reported the car stolen. The car didn't get stolen. I got caught. I went up there to Town and Country and parked in the back in the cut where I should have known better, but I didn't because it was my first time there. But I should have did research. So you got to take responsibility for your actions. And under no circumstances do we call the police. And the car was worth about $60,000. And I let him keep it. It's a whole nother show. I'll tell you what happened after that, because I didn't let him keep it, but you know what I mean. I never reported to the police. I lost that. The same way you get robbed, you go out and do jack you for your jewels. You don't call the police. Who do you? Any of y'all put it in the comments now. I ain't talking about, y'all ain't showing. Right now, if you walking down the street, right, and somebody snatch your chain, right, and run, do you stop right there, open your phone and call 911? Would you do it? Is all I'm asking. That's the right thing to do, to call 911. But I'm saying, do you do it for something as trivial as that? And the point that I'm making is that now, because it costs more, now it's time to call the police. You understand? But you're on the street and you saying F the police. That's like when the police came to me to ask me to help them serve my brother's murder. I would never do that. I would never do that. I don't need your hand in getting me justice. It wasn't your hand that led me to where we was at, to where my brother lost his life, so you have nothing to do with this. And it's up to me what I choose to do or not do about it. But I know that I don't go to the police. Under no circumstances. Now, you get pulled over by the police, you play the goofy all day. If they happen to pull you over, because now we ain't talking about you going to them to call to say I got a report. I'm saying the police pull you over, or they stop you walking down the street or whatever, play the goofy. Especially if you see they're getting aggressive or whatever, you don't get aggressive with them. Play the goofy. Be the goofiest goofy you could be. Get an Oscar for being the goofy. Call them sir. When you know they're being disrespected by everything that breathes, they go home and the cat shit on the rug. You know, the dog, you know, the pissed on the couch. And the baby done threw his formula all over, you know, his bed where he's trying to lay his tired ass down. So he get no love nowhere. And then now he come out here and he angry and he take it out on the people that he stopped. Play the goofy, because it might cost you your life. Well, let me ride back to this. Y'all might not get it. Always play the goofy. You come in contact with them. Be respectable and play the goofy. Don't try and be no tough guy. Your rap image, leave it alone. Your gangster image, your kingpin image. You play the goofy. You be respectable and just get away from the situation. You may not even have to show your ID if you play it right, because we riding.
Did they say, oh, where you was robbed? Okay, where? Well, when you say where, guess what? The police got to investigate because got $1 million at stake here.
So what? F the million. And yes, it's about your morals and your principles, and that can't be brought for $1 million or $5 million or $100 million contract that Gucci went to the police for. Don't forget when this happened back in my time with Eazy-E, Dr. Dre, and Suge. Eazy-E and the white man said, Pooh Shiesty, he wouldn't do it to a white dude. The white dude in Eazy-E was running like he was down with the gangster, because he even pulled the joint out when they came to his crib. So he was about it. So when they came in and they got the ups on him and got the contract signed to get Dre off and all that, they took it as a loss. They went public with it, but they didn't say lock him up. So how we get here today that you say lock him up? And then now it got everybody in an uproar and picking sides, and you got people that don't even know the first thing about this side getting angry and disrespecting this side that say that Pooh Shiesty didn't crash out. He handled his business. He felt another trigger took something from him, so he went and got it back. That's it. From a street point of view. From a civilian where you're supposed to be at point of view, where my head is at right now, point of view, it was the dumbest thing on earth. What kind of stupid shit is that? But because you made it past that or out of that, don't mean that you cast, you know, blasphemy on those that's still there that haven't seen the light that you've seen. Give them a chance. They'll find it. And some is slower than others, and some is faster than others. Y'all understand the words that are coming out of my mouth, or I'm just talking to be talking. But everything Poetic Flacco said is right. From the stride that you're supposed to be on. And that's where we try to keep you at Unique Maker Audio. That's why I showed this video. I even reached out to Poetic Flacco a couple of months ago and asked him if I could react to one of his videos, because I'm that much of a man that deal with morals and principles. What's the other one? Seti Nash I like. I even reached out to Seti Nash, the kid AK-47. Before I react to these videos, I try and at least reach out to these men in their DM and give them a chance to get back at me, but I could show that I was respectable enough to say that I respect your content enough that I like to respond to it. I may not agree with everything you said in it. I may not agree with nothing you said in it, but it's going to be said with respect because men could agree to disagree. And that don't mean agree to disrespect. And that's what a lot of people is doing. If they don't agree, they want to disrespect you. Oh, I think the sky is blue today. Nah, I think it's gray today. Well, I don't agree. So F you and your mother and kill them up, dig them up, shoot them up. And we're like, what the? We're talking about the sky and the color. But let's get back to this ride.
So Gucci Mane was in a lose-lose situation. You had to tell the police this.
Yes.
You got the attorneys, you got the accountants, you got the major label at Atlantic. What would Gucci have told Atlantic? Hey, Atlantic, I just signed over and released the biggest artist on my label.
And he's 100% right. What the hell you tell people that got all the millions in it? But you from the street, you let them, yo, it is what it is. You know what it was when you signed me. Some street thing ain't got nothing to do with you. I signed them over. Oh, but you can't do that with $1 million. Yo, like I said, you know, you knew what it was when you signed me. And you knew what it was when I signed him. You know, this is some business that we got to handle. And it is what it is. You know what I mean? I signed them over. What could they do for that? I mean, y'all put it in the comments, man. I don't know, but I mean, there's ways that it could have been done. Put it in the comments. If you would have just said, man, yo, you know, yeah, I signed him over. You know what I mean? Or yeah, he took it, but, you know, go public with it, but don't take it to the court to try and get him locked up. See, that's why it's a tricky situation. But I just want y'all to understand that this did play out many years ago, decades ago with Eazy-E, Dr. Dre, and Suge Knight, and even Vanilla Ice and Suge Knight. That was that era. You know, but Pooh Shiesty done took it to some 2026-ish, man. Let's get this thing moving, because we ride. All right.
I just released one of the biggest artists right under you guys.
And he's right. What the hell you going to tell him?
He's now independent.
What are you going to tell him?
What would he have told Atlantic? What?
What?
Bro, he ain't recouped yet. He still owes.
What?
Gucci should have what? Like taken a $4 million loss, and now Gucci is in debt because Gucci like got him out of his deal without co-signing with a man. All right, bro. You better stop it, man. But Boosie will continue, even saying that Gucci Mane should stop rapping, among other things, which I just think is completely absurd.
Because I stand for something. And you wonder why I'm respected. How many rappers you know right now go sit on death row and say, before I tell, you got to put that my on? It ain't too many, man. But Guwa, he shouldn't. You supposed to tell him, oh, man, we doing this to get his album finna come out. You know? All that. Then you go get back and put his up. That's what you go do. Now you can't fight no contract because it's in the graveyard. If you like that,
or leave it alone.
You don't send no 24, 25-year-old to life in prison if they convict him, because 40 to 50 is an L, man. Where your heart at, man? You was young as a. If you gonna play it right, man. You know, Shiesty wasn't thinking. You know what Shiesty thinking?
There you go, talk to him.
This Gucci, man, that ain't finna tell on me and up his reputation, and he gonna get it back in blood.
All right.
Money, man. Hey, where your principles and your morals at? Then you make a you testified on the song. That up even more.
Word.
You ain't even gotta go to court for nothing. You do not have to go to court. You just gave your whole testimony on a song, man. Who do you?
And the crazy part is people is really thinking that Gucci's not going to court he told to the police department down there. So he gave a statement to them. If he go back on that, he go to jail. He caught the police because he wanted the jewelry back and he didn't want to go after Pooh Shiesty on the street level because there was no need to do that because he got too much money. He could have just took that L, let me say that. But he caught the police. If I was Gucci Mane in that situation, I done made allegedly 24 million while he was locked up anyway that I didn't give him a dime. And regardless what the contract say, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna make 24 million and my homie don't get nothing. I'm not even gonna sign a contract like that. And if I find out it's like that, I'm gonna switch that up immediately and put it where it need to be. Because there's enough money for me and you to use what you have to make it work for you. If you had double that, then you'll make double that work for you. But if your partner is supposed to get a part of that, then you got to make whatever lesser part that you have now by breaking your partner off so he can eat. And I'm going to tell you what Pooh Shiesty should dip. I'm going to tell you Gucci Mane. Gucci Mane was supposed to just say, yo, now let him out. He ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm not pressing charges. I wasn't under the arrest. You know what I mean? I signed him over to him. He could have that. Because he done made 24 million while he been gone. He could have that contract. You know what I mean? Let him out. And then when he come out, then they do a new contract and hook back up and just let it be known. You know what I mean? The game is to be sold, not told. Pooh Shiesty didn't know, so Gucci did what he had to do and work depending the way that he was supposed to work it when you're a CEO and you running a business, because the object of being a CEO and running a business to get the maximum revenue. And if that means, you know, fast talking someone out of a contract in the business side, that's exactly what you do. Do you even fast talk your own brother? Yes, that's exactly what you do. And when your brother find out, he take you to court and you deal with it. But when your brother on the street and he say, we don't deal with courts, if somebody violate me, I deal with it. And I deal with it with my Draco. And Gucci said, yeah, you see what happened when they tried to run up on me and I had to get this teardrop earned on my face, right? So Gucci thinking they one and the same and they playing under the same rules, the same laws, the same principles. So Gucci lost that. You lost the contract worth 100 million, let him go. You made your money. Now let him eat. He's paying from the back with the contract. That's like Tina Turner. Let's ride. That's like Tina Turner when she was beefing with Ike Turner and wanted to get away from Ike. She told Ike, you can have every dime, everything. Just leave me with my name, Tina Turner. Because it was Ike and Tina Turner that he had registered and trademarked. So he gave her Tina Turner and she revamped herself in blue. Gucci could revamp himself in blue. Even if he, right now, if he let Pooh Shiesty off this charge, because he's holding Pooh Shiesty's life in his hands. If Gucci Mane let Pooh Shiesty right now off these charges and then let him come home and he do a song with him, how much time platinum you think that'll go? Somebody put in the comments and let me know. Somebody put in the comments and let me know. And I'm telling y'all the real. So don't sit here thinking that, you know, let's get back to the show, man. All right.
You got wrong, you man. Gucci Mane just got to go up there and say, I'm a citizen.
That's
I'm ready.
it.
He might as well get on the stand, man. Because you done got on the stand with that song, man. When you pointed to them and identified them in that paperwork, the feds don't need much, man.
Gucci has said through his attorneys that he's not taking a stand, nor is he cooperating with the feds.
If Gucci says that and the feds go to talk to him about a statement that he give to the state about being robbed while the feds had to come in and pick it up, you don't think that they're going to bring him in when he already gave a statement? He could say that. Put in the comments what y'all think. I mean, we need to get a good debate going in the comments. All right.
When it first happened that night, Gucci made a report with the local police. But when the feds stepped in, Gucci said he's not participating nor cooperating. Boosie said, it don't matter if you cooperate or if you take the stand or if you work with the feds. You dropping a song and letting the people know that Pooh Shiesty did it is enough already, right?
And let's not forget the fact that his name, initials RD, Roderick Davis, is in the criminal complaint. That same criminal complaint that's holding Pooh Shiesty bind to the four confined walls of a prison cell. It's that statement where RD said that was Pooh Shiesty, even called his government name under the mask. That's what he's being held for, and for sticking up a CEO, not Roderick Davis, because Roderick Davis is an individual. A CEO is a part of an entity that's registered and protected by the feds. So when you try and disrupt the movement of a LLC, a corporation, the feds get involved. And when you force someone to do business at gunpoint under duress, the feds get involved. Only way this stays a federal level is Gucci Mane being a part of the case. All that y'all thinking, oh, the police already told. The police is not an entity. So it's not federal. That's a state charge. You rob somebody in the state. That's why they had to say they came from across state line to hold the CEO under duress to force him to get a signature is what they're being accused of. That's all federal. Gucci is the CEO. They can't put Roderick Davis because that's an individual. And if you sue the corporation, you can't sue Roderick Davis. You only can sue that. So that's all that's protected under the Constitution. You see how y'all get jewels here and get enough stuff to sit here and say this old man burnt out. I know it's always burnt out when this fresh light. That fresh light is bright. Remember that fresh light is bright. Let's ride back.
Feds already got enough information. But here's the thing. This is hypocritical. This is very hypocritical, right? One of the first hypocritical statements is Boosie stating that, you know, like a monetary loss is not enough to tell. A monetary loss is not enough to go to the police. When Boosie went to the police on his own brother over a monetary loss.
Well, TQ is your mom's first child.
Yeah.
The oldest.
Yeah. Her pet. And it always been like this.
And you said that she takes his side against you.
Every time. This been since the back of the car. If he kicked the seat, I got slapped. You know, and even my family, my whole family was like, Boosie, why are you acting like this? You knew whose side she would take.
Okay.
This is not new to you. Like, my whole family said, it don't matter what that boy do. You know this.
Well, but you're saying that your mom wants you to drop the lawsuit because she don't want TQ to go to jail, but this is a civil suit, so he wouldn't go to jail anyways.
I don't know. She wants me to drop the suit, bro. Like,
But I'm saying a lawsuit has nothing to do with jail time.
Vlad is very smart. Vlad starts asking the right questions. Vlad, like, hold on, like, why your mom talking about you putting people in jail? Why your mom talking about you filing charges? If it's just a lawsuit, nobody goes to jail for a lawsuit. It's a civil case. So Vlad kind of cornered Boosie and forced Boosie to outright admit it, but he has a creative excuse for why he's essentially snitching on his brother and other people.
I filed another lawsuit on him and what you call him, not Louisiana also.
I mean, unless you actually...
And it's going to be a criminal lawsuit.
Okay, so you're actually filing a criminal lawsuit for fraud.
On everybody for
fraud. So that means that people might go to jail.
Yeah. And I...
Right there, Boosie, you already know we don't do that. When it comes to somebody going to jail, you suing to get your rights, you suing for your copyrights, your trademark, all that, you know that's cool. But you admitting right there that somebody going to jail and all that, Boosie, I don't play the 50. I just keep it 100. You know what I mean? That's no good. Matter of fact, Boosie, let me ask you a question. Take yourself out there seating out this situation. If somebody else sat there and told you in front of your face that, yo, I'm getting ready to press charges on my brother because he committed fraud and I'm going to get him locked up, what would you tell him, Boosie? What would y'all tell them, y'all watching this? Put it in the comments. Y'all tell me, right? And Boosie, make sure y'all get to Boosie because I want to know what Boosie will tell him. That's what I want to know, you know? All right, let's get back.
I don't give a fuck him.
Fuck him.
See, that's feelings and emotions speaking, because Boosie know better than everything that we just witnessed right there. And I bet you Boosie didn't go through with putting his brother in jail. Because I know when Boosie looked back at this, he said, man, I'm dead wrong, man. They done tricked me out, out my gangster on that Vlad. Vlad a bad mother. That's why Vlad, listen, man, Vlad is not stupid. Everybody say, oh, Vlad paid him $25,000. That's a lot of money. Some people don't even get that a year. He get that each time he sit down in front of Vlad and everybody laugh. But Vlad know how to pull stuff out of Boosie that's controversial to our community and make us want to respond, stay engaged, and stay focused. And that's why we don't know what the hell going on over there with the oil. Everybody done forgot about the thing in Iran because they got the ceasefire and the Mount was open and it's closed and it's open and it's closed. And nobody can tell me what's going on over there now with the strength. But this is the point that I'm making. But Vlad is smooth, But he caught Boosie. He knew that Boosie was really emotional about that. So he asked him about that on the camera. And he's sticking with the line of questioning, and Boosie don't duck nothing with him because he keep it 100. So that's why now he's speaking how he truly feel, in his feelings and angry at his brother. Let me let this finish playing. Let's ride.
He's not a gangster.
Can't justify Boosie.
What he did to me took $5 million.
So
I'm not gonna shoot him.
So what?
This shit is handled in court.
Yeah. All right, I take it to court, but why get him locked up?
You know what I'm saying? He's a legal citizen. He's a,
Listen to this foolery here.
If he was a G, if he took $5 million.
Yo, if you a G and you get into it with a citizen, you don't call the police on the citizen, because that's what you're saying. That being that he's not a G, that you could call the police on him because he deals with the police, so you could call them on him. No, that don't go. We don't have to stay here all day. That's crap, Boosie. You know what I mean? But this is when we do what they call mollifying. Mollifying is trying to justify a wrong with a right. Yeah, it would be right for you to call the police, but not when you're saying I'm Boosie Badazz and I don't deal with the police, but now I'm mad at my brother, so I'm going to call the police on my brother. Well, my brother's dead, tooth to their head. And I'm not cooperating with the police for that. And you just talking about a couple of dollars? A couple of dollars? Come on, dog. You Boosie. You was in your feelings. We understand that. But I guarantee you, y'all put in the comments, let me know right now, did Boosie go through with this to press charges to even attempt to get his brother locked up? Because I know when Boosie looked at this, he laughed and said, that man, Vlad got me. But he looked in his bank account and said, but it was worth it. You know what I mean? I'll clean that up next time.
For me, it'll be a different story.
He said in his interview that me and you are closer than you and him.
Me and who?
Me and you. That our relationship is closer than.
Yeah, I've
he said he doesn't talk to you. He doesn't go to your house. That type of thing.
So now that means he did some bullshit. He got to point that out.
He always it's Ricky and Doughboy. You saw Boys in the Hood, right?
Yeah.
It's Ricky and he been the pussy. My daddy used to say, boy, you gonna be gay. You know what I'm saying? Like, he always been favored by my mom. She paid to send him to magnet school. I went to the trenches. I played outside. He stayed in the house on the computer. You see where I'm at? A woman's first child is
special.
It's special.
Yeah.
Even her sisters would tell you, like, Boosie, she gonna do that because she feel like you're the hard one.
Who's your oldest? Is it Ivy?
Ivy.
So do you feel like you have a certain level of favoritism with Ivy?
Oh, I did.
You see how they moved the goalpost? You see it right in real time, how they moved the goalpost to fit their agenda? What's the difference between what Boosie did and what Gucci Mane is doing? What's the difference? Gucci Mane
There is no
filed a
clock.
police report because Gucci Mane was forced to. He signed a contract with a gun to his head. And in order to prove to the label and to the courts that this contract was signed under duress, he had to file the police report. Gucci Mane was robbed for $1 million worth of jewelry. In order to file an insurance claim, you got to file a police report. But Boosie is saying that's not an excuse.
Exactly, because you're supposed to eat that before you call the police. First of all, you ain't even supposed to have it insured. You know what I mean? Because you're not dealing with all this paperwork to keep getting wrapped up, having a paper trail. You know what I mean? But you're talking about legal money where you can show where it's at, you get your account, you pay your taxes. We understand that. Different world, different bracket. But if you're not in this world no more, you let it be known I'm not in this world. That don't mean you have to publicly say it. But that don't mean you sign an artist and tell them that I'm about it. If anything happen, I'm going to handle it on the street level. And then you get a Draco in your face and you call the police and take it to the sidewalk level. Somebody make that make sense and put that in the comments. I'm a little confused right now.
Filing a police report or filing criminally is not an excuse, even if you're taking a huge loss. Take the loss, but your integrity and your principles is what matters, according to Boosie. His word.
Yes, exactly. His words, because that's the way it is on the streets, Flacco. I'm sorry to say. Where I'm at 62 right now, hell no. But when I was on the street in them trenches moving, hell yeah. And y'all keep trying to put where we at today. That's like me trying to judge a 26-year-old now from where I'm at right now, the 52-year-old. I got to bring myself back down to 26 where I was his age so that I can balance and judge that. Do y'all understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Or this class is too deep for you? We get ready to take a pause. We're going to take a break. Let's go. So let's get back to business. We riding. And we busting our gun. All right.
First, not mine. But now Boosie is saying that he's allowed to tell on his brother. He's allowed to snitch on his brother.
No.
Who forged his signature.
Cipher.
Again, look at the language. That's fraud.
Cipher, G.
Nah, that's fraud. You going to jail. I don't care. What's the difference? It's
That's
the same
anger.
thing. That's fraud,
the difference.
Right? So the brother forged Boosie's signature to get Boosie out of the Young Blue deal. So Young Blue was signed to Boosie's label. His brother was apparently like Young Blue's manager. His brother forged Boosie's signature to get Young Blue out the deal. Young Blue then goes and sign another deal, a larger deal, and Boosie apparently gets cut out of like $5 million. So Boosie feels like if his brother didn't forge a signature and he still got his deserved cut, he would have gotten $5 million from out the Young Blue deal. He didn't get that. So now he's seeing red and he's willing to go all the way. But if Boosie is willing to tell on his brother, and the excuse is, well, my brother ain't no street dude. I could tell, I could tell on him. He's not no street dude. That's the rules now? That's the new rules of the streets.
Never.
I can tell on you if you're not a gang member. I can tell on you if you're not in the streets. Who determines who's in the streets and who's not in the streets? Who determines that? His brother, who grew up in the same environment Boosie grew up in the same house Boosie grew up in. Who is Boosie to tell the brother who grew up in the hood that he's not a street dude and he don't abide by those principles? Who is Boosie? But the moving of the goalpost would always happen. Listen, if Gucci Mane, by Boosie standards, is wrong and is a rat, then wouldn't Boosie be wrong and be a rat? Y'all remember when Boosie brother was arrested for stealing $361,000 from Boosie account? Now, like the brother was arrested for stealing $361K from Boosie's like Capital One account, right? Now, the brother got caught because he made over like 12 wire transfers to different people who would then give him cash, and then he would pose as Boosie under different situations, right? He was arrested and booked for identity theft and fraud charges. Boosie did his interview, and he told Gucci Mane, man, nah, Gucci, you should have told the police, this your artist, and this was just for like a movie script and a movie role and for a music video, and ain't no crime happened. Why didn't Boosie do the same thing for his brother? Why didn't Boosie tell his brother or tell the police, nah, I authorized that. Nah, bro,
yeah,
my brother.
Talk to him, Flacco, right.
I authorized that.
Right. Flacco, right?
When the DA said they
And
didn't
then,
have enough
then he should have whooped his brother's ass at least, even though you ain't gonna kill him because you're your brother. You should at least whooped his ass after that. But you don't need the police involved in that. I think that was just anger. Boosie, let's clarify that you just in your feelings, man. And let it be known you ain't do no sucker shit like press charges on your brother and keep him locked up. All right? You got your emotions, you go down there, straighten it out. All right.
evidence to indict the brother, Boosie was still going on Vlad TV and Sway in the Morning and saying the brother stole from him and the brother committed fraud. And he was still in contact with the detectives. Right?
Not good,
and
Boots.
the investigation is ongoing, and he is still in contact with the Texans and cooperating. So my thing is like, this standard you have for Gucci Mane, why aren't you applying that same standard to yourself?
Talk that talk.
Why didn't you tell the police your brother ain't do nothing?
Talk that talk.
And you told him he could make those wire transfers, like you want Gucci Mane to tell the police that the Pooh Shiesty robbery was for a music video.
Your brother and money.
Yeah.
How did y'all? He took money out of your account, or what was the?
It's bank fraud. Yeah, he frauded some money out of my bank. You know, same mama, same dad. This way, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Did that your brother ever get worked out or no?
Nah, they still going through the situations with it or whatever. I'm just waiting on to hear back something. I still ain't got my money back. I'm still 400 short, man. So, you know, I just
400,000 short.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen him face to face since then?
Nah, I ain't seen him since then, bro. You know, I ain't seen him since then. I ain't seen him since it happened. I'm just sitting back waiting on.
The brother gets arrested. Boosie's doing interviews telling people the brother stole from him. Isn't that the same thing as Gucci Mane doing a song telling people that Pooh Shiesty robbed him? What's the difference? Again, the song might be a little bit less worse because a song is like creative expression. An interview, you straight up telling it. But let me know what y'all think, man. I think it's hypocrisy, right? I think if Boosie thinks that Gucci Mane is a rat, then why wouldn't Boosie think himself is a rat? Let me know, okay?
All right, so that's what it is. What do you think, man? I like this dude, Poetic Flacco. I think it was a good joint. I think y'all got enough jewels out of this for the day. Make sure y'all subscribe to my daughter's, YouTube channel. You know, Juanita Mecca Audio and Real Boss TTTV. And most definitely, sleep in peace to my brother Rudy Williams down in Baltimore, man. We out of here. All right.